All right, well, welcome back to First Impressions. We just watched Arrow. Which episode was it?
I think this was episode 22.
Okay, it's the one before the second season.
Yeah, this is
finale.
Yep.
We just watched it.
Yeah. I mean, my reaction. Well, we should probably say we're probably going to spoil everything in the episode. So if you haven't watched it yet, I would not listen to this video yet, because the first thing I'm going to say is the ending was pretty insane. Like, we both kind of screamed at the television.
When, I was like, did she just...
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it might have been a fake out or something, but...
Yeah.
I feel like in television, if you don't see something happen, it usually probably didn't happen. You know? But I guess we should probably take it from the top. Like, this was a pretty intense episode after last week, which was pretty character-driven and emotional. Yeah.
I normally don't like plot devices where all of a sudden there's like an army of evil guys, like an army of evil robots or an army of super soldiers type of thing. But since I've been enjoying the show from the very beginning of season 2, it's been ongoing, like nonstop, really good. So I kind of let that pass.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely feel like a threat, and I like that there's definitely more threat than in the first season. Like, the first season, the big threat was, oh, they're going to level the city, which now is a threat that they're going to level the city, but I like that these guys are very, very menacing. We know what they can do because we've seen people like them doing it all season with the Mirakuru, and I think it's exciting to see. I mean, they could be around any corner. I think that's what makes it really cool, is that they could be anywhere, so no one is safe. And it's not like in the last season where we're like, get out of the glades. Like, as long as you're out of the glades, you're fine. But in this season, they could be anywhere. And now we know that Argus is going to level the city, so pretty much everyone is screwed if they don't find a way to save everything.
I enjoyed the episode. I like the show, but I'm going to make some criticism, is that I just don't believe Argus and Amanda Waller. Like, I guess I'm just used to her comic book incarnation pre-New 52 as being this hard-ass, intimidating, you can't mess with her. You know what I mean? For Oliver Queen to always, all of a sudden just call her, number one, isn't too believable. And then number two, him, trying to make a deal with her. I mean, you can make a deal with Amanda Waller, but not like, I don't know, she's a little bit more hard-ass than that. I just don't believe this Amanda Waller as much. I think it's almost a cop-out plot device.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like she's a character we'll probably see a lot more of in season 3, and I'm thinking she's one of those characters that they'll kind of iron out in season 3, because
she's supposed to be like one of the ultimate backstabbing people you just cannot trust.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she's not come across that way in this show.
Right, yeah, she does seem to have a bit of a soul to her, which makes her a little weak as a character, but
yeah,
I don't know, we'll have to see.
Yeah, she ain't messed up enough.
Yeah, she isn't. She's pretty down to earth. Like, I really see her as someone who would turn the button to off and be like, oh, okay, Oliver, I'll give you a chance, even though she said she wouldn't. I wanted to say that as far as a criticism, the Thea Merlin scenes, like, the ending of that was great. That was a great cliffhanger. But those scenes, like, everyone else was constantly moving in this episode and going from this place to this place to this place. And every time it cut back to them, I was like, are we still in the same, like, tunnel? Like, we've been here. It feels like they had been there for hours at that point, just, like, staring each other down. And then Merlin has this, like, this little monologue about how they have the same eyes. And it was really over the top and corny. And I didn't feel for it very much. And I kind of felt the same way about Sarah suddenly being a hero by saving a child in a burning building. Like,
I thought that was a touching moment. I mean, I didn't think it was necessary, but they made it official.
Yeah. I mean, I liked her moment with Laurel, where Laurel was like, "Oh, you're called the Canary." I thought that was great, but those people coming in like, oh, that girl just did the bravest thing I've ever seen. I was like, what? That's not the bravest thing you've ever seen.
The Malcolm Merlin thing, though, for me, I actually liked it because, to me, it didn't seem completely cliche, or like the issue didn't get just swept under a rug or just happen and resolved like that. Oh, you're my father. Okay, I'll come away, with you. They drew it out to be an issue.
Yeah.
And actually, I think that was more interesting than him just showing up and then she just runs off with him.
Well, yeah. I just wish there could have been a little bit more. Like, I wish we wouldn't have been in a tunnel their entire scene. Like, just made it feel like we weren't getting anywhere with them.
I like how they've been so inclusive of this whole Central City, Barry Allen, the cure for the Mirakuru thing, because it really, 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 really does make sense what happened earlier with introducing him in the first place, so it didn't seem like it was just introductions for the sake of, starting a pilot for him later on. But, so I like that, and then I thought it was interesting that, well, it really does feel like maybe he'll come back. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's possible for the season finale. That'd be kind of interesting, right?
Right. I mean, I was going to ask, what are some of your predictions for the season finale? What do you think is going to happen?
Well, I think it's possible that Barry Allen could show up, but I also kind of like the idea of him not showing up. Because all these crazy, over-the-top circumstances that seem unsurmountable would be really cool to be dealt with without some superhero person who shows up last minute and just fixes everything.
I agree.
For them. So for the Flash to show up last minute and fix everything, it's like cop-out, but it would be pretty exciting to see him. Like, maybe it's so huge that there really couldn't have been any other outcome but for someone like him to show up and help him.
Yeah.
I guess that's okay, but part of me, prefers that it wasn't. But I'm sure if they did, they'd have a really good balance of, making him not seem like a big cop out.
Yeah, I mean, I do think Barry Allen is going to be in the finale, but I think it's going to be like one of those things where like the day is won, everything's good, and then we're going to cut to the hospital where he's in a coma, and he's like going to open his eyes, and that's going to be like the end of the season. That's what I think is going to be the last scene.
Okay, so he's not actually going to show up.
Right, because I agree with you. I think it would be a cop-out to watch Oliver go through all of this, and then him not be the one to save the city. Like, at this point, he kind of has to be the one to save the city, at least for me, because he's been the one. He's had the most shit dropped on him. He needs to be the one who saves the city. He's got to be the one that takes Slade down. Like, it's so personal at this point. For Barry to show up and take care of it would just not be fair. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think he should save the city, too. In the comics pre-52, Roy Harper had a drug problem, okay? And was always at, odds and ends with Oliver. And he kind of failed, because he became this drug addict and he kind of ran off. And he eventually redeemed himself by getting, going to, AA or whatever and, getting off his drugs and becoming a hero again. And I feel like this is kind of like that. He's not a drug addict in this. They could have used Mirakuru as a drug where he got addicted and became that, but in a sense he's, has a drug problem right now. He has a drug problem that he needs to be rid of or cured of.
Yeah.
And it kind of makes me think of that. And I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'm curious what's going to happen to him. I mean, obviously the Mirakuru is probably going to work. That's almost like...
Yeah, he kind of has to.
Cliche and it has to, so okay, fine. It has to. It'd be interesting if it didn't, but I have a feeling it does, and he'll be fine again, but who knows?
Yeah. I was actually pretty surprised that Mayor Blood died in this episode, because they kind of made that big thing. I kind of almost was like, oh, is he going to be a major character in next season? When he kind of made that arrangement with Oliver, where he's like, listen, you can't tell... Like, you can't tell because I can't tell kind of thing.
Right.
And so I was like, oh, he's going to be around for a while. And then, Ravager comes in and just kills him off. So.
Well, I wish they had kind of included something more about the mask, other than just the whole thing of that's his manifestation of his fighting the fear or whatever with his father. That maybe there was some kind of paganism type of devil worshipping type of thing related to it, because I think Brother Blood from the comics, there was something about him and blood worship,
Yeah.
It's almost like the Red Lanterns, blood magic, blood worship, and stuff like that, and then it would kind of lead to, him possibly not dying because of his practices
Yeah,
in
that's
blood
true.
magic.
Right.
So, but they didn't allude to any of that. For that to happen, they would have to bring it up, like, oh, in a flashback where he was practicing blood magic,
Yeah.
or, you know what I mean, that kind of thing. Because why else would you start this thing where you had followers and you called them brother, unless it were some kind of cult? You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's a cultish thing. So what is it that they're worshiping?
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
true.
So
They kind of dropped that off a little bit.
yeah, but that's a possibility if they really want him to come back, right?
Yeah. Cool. Well, hopefully we can do another one of these videos next week after we watch the finale.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ooh, the finale.
yeah, I mean, it took everything for us to like get the camera set up and not talk about the episode before we hit play. So, because it was such a shocking conclusion, but I think,
As always, I love.
yeah.
I
Their
don't know, I've
endings
been
are
really
always
enjoying
great,
the episodes. Have you guys been enjoying the episodes? I mean, season 2 is so much better than season 1.
I mean, this is easily one of our favorite shows to watch.
Yeah,
So
it's nonstop fun.
But yeah, let us know what you guys think of the show and what you thought of the episode and what you think might happen in the finale, and let us all know.
Oh my gosh, we talk about the Gotham trailer.
Oh, we should have done the first impressions of that.
Damn.
Maybe we can do a 3 days later impressions of that. All right, guys. Well, we should probably
Shut this
going.
off
Shut
so
this
we
off.
can deliver it. Go to bed.
But yeah, let us know what you guys think of Arrow, and if there's anything you guys want us to talk about or do a first impressions of, or say, hey, have you guys seen this? And if we haven't seen it, maybe we can check it out. Let us know that as well.
Video games.
Oh yeah, we're really
comics.
excited to start doing video games once something comes out, because there's
Music.
been slow. Music would be fun, yeah.
Anything.
Because we have pretty different tastes in music, so that'd be pretty fun too. So let us know, and we'll see you guys.
Porn.
No, okay.
Food,
First
drinks,
impressions.
toys.
Right? Oh, toys. Okay. Cool. Good.
All right, we outie.
See you guys next time.
Another thought had crossed my mind, but it went away.